Welcome to Noni's Crafty Kids. In today's video, we're going to make this Batman action figure. Right from the start, I want to give a great big shout out to another YouTube channel, PG's Lumacy. He's the guy who came up with the basic design for shaping action figures with Rainbow Loom rubber bands. So all I've done here is adapt his design so that it's in a Batman costume. All right, let's get going. One thing to keep in mind when making action figures is that we use the loom just a bit differently. Almost always when making bracelets and other projects, we start with the red arrow pointing toward us. Then we begin placing bands at this end of the loom, work all the way up, and then loop the bands from this direction, going back to the beginning. When making action figures, we're going to have the red arrow toward us, but we're going to start placing our bands up here by the red arrow. Now that sounds a little bit awkward, but you'll see how it works. So I'll take these off so I can show you the very beginning. The very beginning of Batman starts with this double band triangle here at the top. You will not see this in PG Lumacy's action figure because this is basic to Batman's costume. This has to do with his black hood with his bat ears. So, double banded triangle over these 3 pegs at the red arrow. Now, we'll start placing bands coming down. And all of the bands, almost all the bands we place for the action figures will have 2 rubber bands in each set. This gives your action figure some body, some mass. So it has pretty good weight to it. Now, I'm going to put 3 more sets of bands. Because if you look at the images of Batman in comic books on the internet, his mask comes right down over his eyes and his nose, so that all you see of his face, pretty much, are his chin and his mouth. So this is how we're placing these bands. Now, the only flesh tone bands I have are these brown ones, so that's what we're using. So there's the center of his face, and now his chin. Just like that. All right, now we need to do his bat ears. So this involves making a knot, and it's the same method for his ears on his hood, for his hands, and for his feet. So we take a single rubber band, wrap it around the hook 3 times. Now we're going to take 2 rubber bands, loop it on the hook, then draw these up onto that rubber band. Now I've seen people do this with one hand, and it's not me. And there it is. Okay. And now I'm going to place that right here. Get the knot up at the top. Okay. Okay, one bat ear completed. 2, 3, 2 bands. Hold that taut while you slide this down so it's wrapped around. Catch the other 2 loops. Place it here. Those knots will be your Batman ears on the top of his hood. Okay. Now we continue down. On his neck, we're going to have a set of 3 bands because this is an important juncture and needs that extra strength. So 3 bands in your flesh tone, just like that. Now we'll move to his shoulder and we'll go to a gray color for his shirt, or the top part of his leotard. Set of 2 bands going diagonally. 2 more bands going diagonally the opposite direction. Two bands going straight down the center. All right, now we're going to put 1 or 2 more here. 2 more. I wanted to get this video recorded for my own use as much as yours, because as the action figure becomes complicated, it's very easy to forget what we've done. So the video record is pretty important. Get both of those on. And here. Now, that's his shirt. We're going to go to his shorts. Batman, like Superman, wears his underwear on the outside of his leotard. So here are his shorts. So we have 6 sets of bands that make up his shorts. Right here. Okay, there we are. Now we'll start going down on his legs. Go back to the gray. Keep going the same way. So, going back to review, from the neck, we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of double rubber bands on the center peg. Then we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on both the left and the right rows of pegs. Now we come down here below Batman's knees, and we switch to blue because Batman wears blue boots. For Batman's feet, we do it exactly the way we did for his ears. We take a single rubber band, wrap it 3 times around the hook, then slide it onto a double rubber band. Now I'll put this back on my hook, take another set, double rubber band, pull that through. Be sure you get it through all of those rubber bands. Okay, now we put this over the last peg and it will act as a capping band. Okay, so he has a good foot there. Let's do that again. Here's a band wrapped 3 times and placed over a double band. Take 2 more. Bring that through. Hook it onto your bottom peg, and there we have Batman's feet.